Greetings, bewildered comrades, and welcome to the Bewildering Basilica of the Bishop of Bobtown. This is a game that is currently in early access on Steam. It is being developed, and I can also tell you that this is a single dev, and it is their first game. We had a pop-up when we first launched it, saying that it has a lot of placeholder art and placeholder music, and they're hoping to replace that. But for today, we're just going to do a first impression, 20 to 30 minutes hopefully. We're going to see what the game is like. So let's press new game. They have a tutorial. This is the placeholder art we spoke of. Training grounds. You know, it's always nice when a game has a tutorial. I do think even if you are going into very solo dev stuff, tutorial onboarding, especially if your game has some original concepts, there's like, this isn't just an RPG where you walk around in third person, something that everybody knows. Tutorials are so important and a lot of games skip them and you just kind of gotta roll around or Google it. So this is very nice. Let's continue. Let's see what this tutorial is like. Come on, let's go murder the bishop already. Okay. That's a normal thing to do. Slow down, there's a long road ahead of us and we haven't fought together in a long time. We should run the training circuit to learn how to work together again. Ugh, fine. We should go to the training grounds. Love that. Straw Bob. Let's go. It's a very pleasant noise. Hi friend, wanna train? I hate this guy so much. Stop complaining. Alright, let's enter into Bob. Okay, there's a lot happening on the screen. Alright, recruits, listen up. The goal of Bobtown fights is to beat up the other guy without getting beat up yourself. Fights happen in 5 phases. First, the foe summons units. Then the players take their turn. Then units move. Then units attack. And finally, the foe takes an action. Pause. Triangle. What's going on? Fights happen in 5 phases. So first, the foe summons units. Then the player takes their turn. Units move. Units attack. Finally, the foe takes an action. Okay. First, foe summons. The foe starts each turn by summoning some units in the furthest column of the board. Right-click on my unit to see a detailed display of its stats. This is the card inspector panel. A unit's stats and some keyword abilities are visible from the main fight screen, but be sure to inspect any new units you encounter to check any abilities they may have. This is the unit's energy cost. It determines how much they cost to play. This is the unit's strength. It determines how much damage they do when they attack. This is the unit's health. It determines how much damage they can take before dying. And this is the unit's speed. It determines how many squares they move. This is the buff explainer panel. Any changes to unit stats or abilities will be explained here. This is the keyword explainer panel. Any keywords on the card will be explained here. That's very nice. I like it. What does that button do? Okay, this is a skill card. They have various one-time effects. This one deals damage to a unit and costs 1 energy. You can see remaining energy there. It resets every turn regardless of how much you've used, so don't worry about saving any for future turns. Play the arrow on the training dummy. Hell yeah. Ooh. You have no cards left to play, so pass the turn. You can do this by pressing space or by clicking the glowing arrow. You just drew a unit card. They can be played in the first 2 columns of the board. Go ahead and play this one opposite the trading. Did it say 2 and it highlighted 3? Alright. Recruit! Great, now pass the turn and we can take a look at unit movement and combat. Your recruit has 2 speed, so they move 2 squares, and my dummy has 1, so it moved 1. They're still too far away from each other to fight, so for the sake of training, I'll just... Okay, that's better. Now we can look at fighting. That was a great look at fighting. Player units always hit first. Your recruit has 1 strength, so they hit for 1 damage, and my dummy only had 1 health, so it died. If it had survived, it would have struck back. So retaliation is a thing. This panel shows what action your foe is planning on taking this turn. They act after all units have attacked. They're gonna smack! Not smacking my poor lad. Oh wait, player unit. Oh yeah, that's one of our units, right? I didn't take any actions on the first 2 turns, but most fights your opponent will act from turn 1. This turn I intend to attack your recruit for 3 damage, which is more than enough to kill it. Luckily you have just drawn Take Cover that can protect your unit. Play it on him now. Target allied unit hunkers down. 5. Take Cover added some keywords to your unit. Right click on him to see what they do. Immobile and armored. As you can see, now that your unit has some abilities, a text box has appeared on their card explaining what they do. Since they're being affected by a buff, they can be seen here. And on this side, you can read the definitions of any keywords that are relevant to the card's abilities. Yeah, Take Cover on the left. That's the turn. And then it's immobile, armored, and it can't move. Nice. You have no cards left again, so just pass and see what happens. Wait, I just want to see. Okay, reduces damage. That's what armor does. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, my attack was ineffective due to your armor. I'm not attacking this turn, so it's time to go on the offensive. Play the drummer you just drew. Drummer? He do be having a drum. Indeed. When summoned, recruit 1. Other allied units get +1 speed. Activated effect stun. Target other allied unit. Wow, there's a lot happening. So where do we put him? I guess over there. The drummer has an ability that summons more recruits when he is summoned. This ability happens automatically when its condition is met. They also have an activated ability. Activated abilities have a cost and an effect and must be manually activated. Go ahead and activate his ability targeting the most advanced recruit. Click on the drummer, then on the recruit. What's the activated ability? Wait. I can rename him! Steve. Wow. Now his name is Steve. What's his ability? Ah, we've covered the basics of combat. Pass a turn and your recruit will kill me! We can move on to navigating the map. Let's go! No, Straw Bob! Continue. So, I think in terms of gameplay, it seems that the developer has a lot of the gameplay already locked down, the ideas and stuff. And if you take these ideas and you just think about what we've seen so far, but you imagine like a sleek UI, new sound effects, reactive graphics that are a little bit nicer, animations that are a bit snappier, I think we've got something nice here. But anyway, let's continue. Let's keep going. Congrats, looks like you know the basics. Let's move on to adventuring. Click on the next map node to continue. Card reward. Let's go. Grants a new card for each of your characters. This is a card award node. Visit these nodes when you want to add new cards to your deck. I've given you the cards that Warrior and Ranger start runs with. Can check them here. When you're done looking at your cards, enter this node to choose a new one. Pause. Give me these cards. Fancy footwork. Can I filter by different person? I guess it's... What does it mean? Green versus blue versus gray. What does it mean? Oh, maybe this is just... Artifacts? Abilities? Units in blue? Abilities in green? Artifacts? Question mark? In gray. What's that do? Okay. Okay. Oh, very fancy. All right, put that away. Put that away. And then you can even right click them. Oh. When summoned, recruit 1. Summons N recruits units with 1 strength, 1 health, and 1 speed. If done by a unit, they will be summoned next to the summoning unit. Otherwise, they will be summoned randomly in the first 2 columns. Why is it summoning 2 people though? We placed it and summoned 2 people instead of 1. It says summoned recruit 1. Oh, that's sergeant. We had drummer. Right. Oh, we don't have a drummer anymore. They took our drummer. Duelist, multi-attack. Nice. Archer, ranged, which is very nice. Another archer. A scout that presumably moves more. Moves through up to N units once per move. I love these abilities. This is nice. As a person who, I think I've told this story before. When I was a kid, I made a card game and I drew like hundreds and hundreds, like 600 cards. They were like, you had mana and you would place them down and stuff. And as a person who's very into this kind of game, I'm loving this. This is great. This would have inspired child me a lot. I would rip off all of these cards. Very nice. Although I didn't have a movement grid. I just had a column of 5. There's this game called Astral Tournament that inspired it. Wait, we could probably check what these gray things are. Oh, never mind. Never mind. But I'm pretty sure it's some kind of artifact, you know? And then we have abilities. Just makes them move forward and attack. Hunker down. Ooh, very fancy. Arrow is nice. Give dodge. Ignores the next and attacks. Oh, that's nice. Very nice. Okay, cool. All right, let's get some cards. Card reward nodes give you 2 cards, one from each of your character pools. If you don't like any of the cards on offer, you can click these buttons to re-roll the selection. You can also click here to skip the reward entirely. Be careful though, skips and rerolls are a limited resource. Your starting number is determined by your difficulty setting and it isn't easy to get more. You don't have any skips available right now, so take whatever cards look good. Don't forget you can right-click cards to see a larger, more detailed version with keyword explanation. So it's one or the other on top and bottom. I like this tent. It just keeps summoning recruits. We'll grab that. And then down here, 2 damage to target unit 3 times. Very sexy. But this person has camouflage of thing. Can't be targeted by ranged attacks or by the foe at a distance. Ooh. Let's go for the barrage, because we got a lot of units from the tent, right? We'll go for the barrage at the bottom. All right, let's continue, I think. Grants a new trinket. Bong. This is the trinket reward node. Visit these nodes when you want to improve the cards you already have. Okay. Trinkets are items that you add to your cards to make the better. I assume that says them. Trinket rewards can be re-rolled and skipped just like cards, although there's little reason to skip a trinket since you can have as many as you like with no downside. Oh, I wanted to click it to find out about it. Ah, shoot. Now that you have your first trinket, let's equip it. Open your deck viewer. Because everything else, all the cards and stuff, when you click them, you inspect them. This is your deck viewer where you can see, and also when we were selecting cards, you would select it and then you would confirm your selection. This is your deck viewer where you can see all the cards you have gathered on this adventure. Yeah. Okay, we'll find out what these do actually. We maybe jumped the gun a little bit earlier. This button cycles through which attributes to sort by, the order they were added, alphabetically, and energy cost. This button changes whether they're sorted ascending or descending, and this button filters by card type, unit, skills, or equipment. You can see your available trinkets down here. Right-click on the card you want to equip the trinket to. Motivating? What does motivating mean? How do I apply this? Oh, if the button is grayed out. Each card can have up to 3 trinkets equipped at one time. Trinkets can be freely equipped and removed, but only out of combat. Okay, so it's not a commitment. So what does it mean to be motivating? Motivating gives +1 strength and +1 health to N random allied units. Just forever? When summoned and at the start of each turn, recruit 2. But what about this motivating? I guess it's just somebody random. Yeah, let's put it on the tent. Okay, that's fine by me. A very motivational tent. Ooh, is that a shop? It do be a shop. Wait, we gotta go there first, right? Talent reward. Let's grab a talent. This is a talent reward node. Thank you very much. Talents are quite powerful, and talent reward nodes are rarer than other nodes. Talents are effects that you can always have access to. Most activate in fights, but some are used on the map. I've given you the talents that Warrior and Ranger start runs with. You can see them up here. Okay. So wait, let's take a look at them. How do I see? Sharpshooter adds 1 damage to the first range skill played each turn. At the start of your turn, motivate. Oh, very fancy. Let's grab a talent. Fleet and Potency. +1 to all effect values on the first turn of each fight. +1 reward choices and improves odds of seeing rare options. That's fun. +1 draw on the first turn of each fight. Let's get this. Fun. More fun rewards is always more fun, you know? Alright, now let's go shopping. This is a shop node. Here you can buy all sorts of rewards. The cost is displayed under each item. You can see your money up here. You can tip the shopkeep if you're feeling kind. I'm sure he will appreciate it. Tips? Oh no, are we in America? Target ally unit moves. Is that free? That seems fun. Like free to cast. And a sniper. Okay, we're grabbing that, and that. And also that. No, we can't afford it. Oh no. Barrage does seem fun, but I think we already have one. Oh no, I forgot about this. These guys. Oh. There's so many. Allied movement units move when summoned. Oh shit. Alright, we'll give a tip. 10 gold tip. We're very generous. Alright, Straw Bob with a stick. Training dummy stuff with straw and animated by Whimsy. He trains new recruits. Watch out, he has a stick now. We're almost done with the training. Just 1 practice fight left to go. You're on your own for this one. Be careful, I have a stick this time around. Finally, let's beat him up and get going. Please take this seriously, it's not a game. Yes it is, it's in early access on Steam. Waka waka. Alright, let's go. So Straw Bob has a bit more HP. He's got 2 bobs. So this one was the one that was just a little training dummy, and this one, armor training dummy. Okay, interesting, interesting. Let's take a look at this sniper. Sniper, who will be called Bingus. Activated effects. Stun. 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 Also, can ranged people shoot not in the lane that they're at? Rest in peace. Oh no, oh no, no, no. Well, we should protect our guy at some point. Oh shit. Okay, we need to do something to protect our lad, right? 2 damage to the closest unit. Well, we can probably hunker down. And then we put this guy. He says to the closest player unit. I'm also just gonna give him this. Just to vibe with. And maybe... I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket. Wait, what's your activated effect? +1 strength and 1 health per 1 turn. Okay. Oof. No, our guy. Alright. We can probably make a scout. Just to sort of wiggle around. And then archer. What's your ability? Can you shoot anyone? Okay. Yeah, we should maybe just send a duelist out as well. How much? The duelist is 2. Closest player, 3 damage. Or closest player unit. So we move first, so he's gonna kill this one. And I actually kind of like this guy, so maybe I do want to sacrifice the scout. I think I know what I'm doing here. Hell yeah. Okay. Ooh, the recruitment tent. When someone... Right, so this thing's gonna be recruiting guys. Oh, why in the back though? Come on. Fancy footwork. Give allied unit 2 dodge. Is that just forever? Okay. Give all allied units... that's also good. Okay, fancy footwork on you. He's got an attack of 7, you know? Wait. Activate effect. Stun. Deal damage equal to this unit's strength and any other... to any other target unit. Okay, so... You don't have anything activated. You have 1 energy to recruit. So... I think we should shoot. How much does it cost to do this activated effect? We're gonna take you out. Well, it costs that much. Okay. It's kind of seeming like we gotta take... What are you? Throw sticks! No! Right. Okay, so wait. You're gonna move and you're gonna kill that one. Okay. 2 damage to the closest player unit. So that one's gonna get 2 damage. So maybe we give him a shield. He can survive for a little bit longer. Then we have 4 more energy. And then, can you move? Or are you stuck behind the tent? Target unit moves. I don't know whether I want... What are we doing with this archer? What does it mean exactly that somebody is ranged? You know? Let's find out together. Okay. Okay. I think that guy's in trouble. Gives all allied units 1 dodge. We definitely want that. And then we can give you bonus attack because you attack twice, so that's double damage. And then move and attack. Hell yeah. Wait a second. Nice. Ooh, we're gonna have to do something about the bottom row. Oh, that was a big smack, but everybody dodged, right? Well, we don't have to do something about the bottom row because bottom row, like, we're gonna kill him, but we could do this. Nice. Nice. Think we're good. We did it. We did it, gang. All right, that's it. Congratulations on defeating Boss Bob. For now, that is all the content that is ready, but please check out the difficulty settings to ramp up the challenge by adding more mechanics and giving the foes more powerful talents. More content will be coming soon. Thank you for playing. Ooh, lovely. Wait, is that it? There was another option, wasn't there? The Dead Marshes. Well, I'm gonna investigate this in the future part. So there is more. I think that maybe just is like outdated text, because the reason that this game got like sent to me by the keymailer gods is probably because there's new content in it. So yeah, let's do a quick review of this game, and then I'll probably do a part 2 and we'll visit the Dead Marshes in that one. So what do we think about this game? Obviously, graphically, it's not particularly outstanding. Everything is kind of a placeholder, although I do like this like line art design. So maybe just imagine this, but a little bit more intricate even. You know, decorations, wiggles, perhaps a like a border, and then you could do a texture. I would do maybe like a cardstock texture or something like that. The font, imagine if the font was something a little bit more medieval-y, since this is a medieval vibe. You could go with one of those medieval fonts. There's a couple that are free to use. I actually have a friend who's working on an illumination game right now where like you have like illumination visuals, and obviously that font is medieval as well. Although I think in her case she did get a license for a shiny font, but I don't know the specifics, but her fonts are very nice. But yeah, so we have, I think the UI, I mean, obviously we can't really rate all of this placeholder stuff very high, but overall I really enjoy tactical turn-based games. So this is one of my favorite type of game, and we don't get a lot of them. Tactical turn-based is more now in the realm of JRPG, you know, and even then, like all of those like Final Fantasies and stuff, they're no longer turn-based, but that's usually what people think of. But I think there's a lot of this kind of vibe where it's sort of like the indie games are really dominating in the like Slay the Spire style stuff. And there's a lot more you can do, and I really like this one. It's got its like field that moves forward. The keyword system is very smart. That's obviously very inspired by stuff like Slay the Spire. And yeah, I think the possibilities are pretty good. I like the number of moving pieces on the board, right? If you think about what you have your basic thingy, like your basic board, and your units are moving from left to right. So there's movement. There's both movement up and down through skills. There's archers. There's evasion and defense, and like alterations to movement. So all of that already gives so many possibilities. And then you could have things like stealth. You could have things like magical abilities that do all sorts of effects. You could put barriers magically appear for one turn with a spell so that the enemy can't progress. You could have slows and speed ups. There's really so much to do. So I think that there's a lot of like tactical potential here. So I think overall, this is a very promising game. If you want to support the development of it, it is linked in the description. Now, a disclosure that I did receive this key for free. I was actually like pre-approved for it because I do like these kinds of games, and YouTube was like, well, not YouTube, but Keymailer was like, you seem to enjoy these kinds of games, so check this one out. And it was correct. I did enjoy it. So yeah, I would not tell you that I enjoyed it if I didn't actually enjoy it. And I actually think that we should support indie games, so make sure to buy it because I got it for free, so technically I am not supporting this developer. So you have to do it in my name, okay? All right, everybody. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of everything. If this is your first time here, I'll encourage you to check around my channel. I play all sorts of games. I do 5 videos a week, Monday to Friday, and I have a lot of Let's Plays. I have first looks, first impressions, demos, early access stuff, and reviews, which are usually of games that are management games, city builders, colony management, and also like a tower defense, and occasionally this kind of turn-based deck builder game, which I really like. And also, I do, as I said, not just first impressions, but also Let's Plays, full Let's Plays of certain games. Currently we're doing Synergy, which is a really cool city builder, sort of inspired by the classic impression city builders like Caesar and Pharaoh, but with a little bit of a eco twist where you're in this like desolate world and you have to balance the ecosystem around plants to make things work. It's really, really cool. So that's our current playthrough. And then we have a couple others that are currently on hiatus because they need a little bit more editing. But yeah, and speaking of needing a bit more editing and why that's on hiatus, you could also come say hi at twitch.tv/Lelling, where in the coming month, I will be running a charity event that I run every year. So that's going to be taking up a lot of my June time. So it is a perfect time for you to come say hi and check out what we do over there. There, I also stream 5 times a week, but I stream different kinds of games. I do all sorts of stuff from Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2, which are MMOs. Well, Guild Wars 1 isn't really an MMO. And also other stuff. RPGs. And sometimes we just chat. And sometimes we make maps for old games like Heroes of Might and Magic or Disciples. And other times we do all sorts of other stuff. So much to discover everywhere. And I feel like I've been talking for ages now. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to do all the things that you do when you've enjoyed a video. Most importantly, tell a friend about it, tell a friend about this game, and tell a friend about this video, because YouTube isn't going to. Thank you so much. Have a nice rest of your life. Stay solidary. Bye-bye.